During pregnancy, we lose the ability to rotate through our thoracic spine. Thoracic rotation is vital for core function, weight transfer from one side of our body to the other, decreases back and psoas stiffness, and even affects our nervous system that can affect our pelvic floor function. To rotate our thoracic spine, we need one side external obliques to connect with the opposite side internal obliques. Now, two common compensations for lack of thoracic rotation are a side bending or extending of the spine, which can contribute to tightness in our back and sides that can affect our breathing and bracing strategies. So come join me to explore one way of how to get more thoracic rotation to support your core and pelvic floor. Thread the needle can be a great exercise to bring length in our lats and side bodies and encourage thoracic rotation. However, if you're someone who's already prone to driving the thoracic rotation by extending your spine or using your back or QLs instead of your abs, or have flared ribs, I preferred an elevated version. In the elevated version, you're not only going to get thoracic rotation, but also get great back body expansion and work on serratus strength. So let's check out a few variations. So with the elevated thread the needle, you can have some variations to it, but let's start off with kind of the foundational components, and then I'll mention some tweaks that you can play with in the end. So first, what we're thinking about is we're going to maintain this nice pressed position in hands and knees. So I'm going to be in hands and knees here. We'll use that yoga block in a minute. I'm going to have hips right over knees, shoulders right over wrists, and a nice broadening between my shoulder blades without dropping down, okay? Now, I'm going to have a foam roller here to the side that I'm going to rotate towards. I'll give you another view here in just a minute. I'm going to maintain that press, and I'm going to slowly pick up my right hand without dropping down. This is going to take some left arm serratus strength and core strength to maintain that position. Then I'm going to flip this palm up and reach it towards the foam roller. I'm going to use that foam roller to help facilitate this rotation of my right rib cage rotating towards the left. I'm really visualizing that I'm pivoting my spine on a spit that's going down straight through the middle and not getting any kind of side bend or lateral shifting as you go to do that rotation. It might be an ungratifying amount of movement at first as you really hone in on that isolated movement versus getting those other compensations. Now, as I go to rotate here, I'm going to think about with this left arm pushing, we can see how that's going to push my left rib cage back and up towards the ceiling. And then as I reach my right arm through, I'm going to further open up the area between my left shoulder blade and my spine by rotating my rib cage away from my left shoulder blade. I also might feel a stretch in this right scapular muscles because that right shoulder is protracting. And we're feeling how as we go to rotate towards this left arm pushing is helping to keep your ribs back and opening up that left back. So it's really important to maintain that push here. If you go to rotate and collapse down, now we're just getting that extension versus getting that nice core connection as well as that back expansion at the same time. Now, sometimes that can be challenging from a serratus component. So we can use the foam roller and this right arm pushing down into the foam roller to help broaden the shoulder blades on the rib cage and help get that rib cage to come back. So as I'm going to rotate, here I am, flipping this right palm up, and then I'm going to push my right arm down into the foam roller, and you can see how that's going to help push my rib cage up towards the ceiling. Again, making sure I don't crunch down here, which can put pressure down onto your lower abs and pelvic floor. And then I'm going to reach through. So I'm rotating but pressing, rotate, press. Then I'm going to hold that position. Inhale into my back and sides and hips. Feel that nice expansion, and then exhale. Can I reach through a little bit more? Feeling that nice connection of that rotation while pushing back. Now, that serratus reach on this right arm is going to help connect these right external obliques. If you're feeling like you're having a hard time connecting to the bottom side internal obliques, or have a tendency to kind of side bend instead of get that cross connection, we can add in some adductor engagement on this left knee. So what that's going to look like is having a block between my knees. And as I go to rotate, I'm going to hug this left knee in. So more of my rotation is kind of being driven from squeeze more from the left side. Inhale, exhale, squeeze more from that left side. So let's take a look at that and see what that looks like. So here we are, we're pressed, yoga block between knees, staying broad and lifted. I'm going to reach through, hug that left knee in. Inhale into my back sides and hips. Exhale, squeeze that left knee in a little bit more as I rotate a pinch more. Inhale again. Exhale, squeeze that left knee in a bit more. And that should really help you feel more of those left lower abs and create more of a balanced engagement between top and bottom and left and right as you do the rotation. Another nod you can give towards the hips is elevating that left knee slightly, which can help encourage that left pelvis to go into a little bit more inlet IR, which again is going to help position those left internal obliques into more of a shortened position TAs to be more connected there. Now, the other thing to consider is if you have a lot of stiffness in either your rib cage or your scapula, you might need a little bit of resistance to help pull you into the movement. In this instance, you can hook a band up to your side of you instead of the foam roller so that the band is going to help pull you around into the rotation and pull your shoulder blade around your rib cage to get that nice stretch and opening between your shoulder blade and your spine. You would then inhale into your back sides and hips again, and then exhale, maybe walk your hands up the band to help pull you into that rotation a little bit more. Now make sure that you also go to rotate the other direction. Each direction might have its own creative way for making that rotation happen. And you might also find after going one direction that it feels easier to go the other direction. So I always encourage people to do 2 sets on each side, kind of going one side and then the other, and see how the two feed into each other. In the end, you should feel increased movement in your rotation afterwards, an improved stack of your rib cage over your pelvis, and improved connection to your core. Want more ideas about thoracic rotation? Make sure to check out some of our other helpful videos. Did you find this video useful or have more questions? Make sure to let us know by liking, commenting, or subscribing to our channel. If you're a movement professional wanting even more, check out the description below for more details about our continuing education courses that we have. And I'll see you in the next video.